All right, I saw a ton of people registered for the webinar. Because we're doing this. It's New Year's Eve, so super exciting. Start with that Lord's Prayer. We'll go from there. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. All right, wild. Should be a fantastic Magic Secret show today. What is this? Is this episode 19, 18, 19? I don't know. We'll figure it out somewhere soon. I will tell you. We have got a bunch of stuff going on. What's going on? So looks like OMG 2026 is going to launch in a very, very early birdish type thing, meaning, you guys and a couple other people that I call. So I'll let you guys know it's wild. We've never been able to build. David Mills and I have never had a website based offer. So we've never had something that we could furnish to you where directly you got a website, boom, and then you go from there. We've always been like teach you how to do backlink, coaching to teach you how to do backlinks or something like that. Like that's been the main stay that we did. What was coaching. Of course, it's related. I'm not saying it's not related, but what we're doing is significantly different, upgraded. It's got, of course, all the best features in a lot of ways. We're not coaching backlinks, I'll tell you that. Particularly, I mean, there might be a little bit in there, here and there, but it's not, the main thing that it's going to be about. It's going to be about you, like I said, having that holy grail, the website. Oh, finally. And not just a website that's jammed with power, and not just power that we can do on the internet. We've always been able to do that wherever we could, that SEO power, all that stuff, but power of association. This will be jammed with the power of association that will help you sell clients, help clients. Man, we had a wild hacking yesterday, by the way, Christmas hacking from a dirty dinosaur agency. Hacked one of our OMG clients while we were working on it, and so we'll be doing the over the shoulder of how we dealt with the hacking will be a part of OMG 2026. We're definitely breaking new ground and over the shoulder, and so there's gonna be a lot of stuff, but it's a pleasure to talk to you guys about it first. Okay, we got Smitty on. I thought if I talked about OMG for a minute or two, Smitty might come on. As you guys know, it's always so different for me. Yeah, from Smitty being on, he's really the anchor of this whole Magic Secrets show that we do, and just so wonderfully so. It allows all of us, me and all of us, to really get out there and harness our creativity when it comes to this great Magic game, and then that gives us an anchor. We get all kinds of stuff, right? We can share our Christmas hellos to real friends. Seriously though, not just random people, but to real friends. Friends are people that do stuff that you do, like that it's fun for you. That's what a friend is. So gives us a real friendship circle that's genuine and that we can expect to last and endure for decades. And then it gives us lets us spin off games and spin off business very easily, very easily, fluidly. Boom, cover it, talk about it, enrich it, get it going, get it percolating, working between sessions, stuff like that, making it a part. So we have these other games that are part of what we're doing, and we have online money getting that's a part of what we're doing. Woo, it's a mouthful. So I'm super excited today because Smitty had the vision that this webinar could, particularly this Happy New Year's webinar. Killer that we did this, by the way. Killer that this all came together.
Happy New Year, boys.
What's that, Smitty?
Oh, I was just saying Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's.
Yeah, Happy New Year's, exactly. So Smitty had a great vision for the today's show. That the main course of it can be Smitty and Bryn were doing some terrific play testing. This is the type of play testing that David and I would do. It is very narrow, very focused. We want to know what happens on game ones on the major decks. Most importantly, there's usually one. There's usually one. There's usually one. Not always, but a lot of times. There's one deck that that's the main, the main one that you're gonna have to overcome. A lot of times that's gonna happen. So we're getting experience with that now. That's great. That's a great magic lesson. Comes up in life a lot. A lot of times there's just one hurdle or one thing that if you nail it, dominoes. Not completely, right? There's some, tuning and stuff like that. Now, I've been tuning Atlantis Shuffle. I've got a latest win here. I've never been more proud of 94% of my life. This is easily, to give you guys a sense, I was trying to get a raw number. Got to be between 20 and 30 concessions that I've had in the last 3-4 days. And where most of them where I was either like clearly when a lot of them were were half or more where I already had somebody semi-soft locked and just counters in my hand, just like sitting there like you're screwed, drawing 13 cards, all this stuff. But as you know, that's a lot of tapping and tick, 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 tick. And then we had the website hacking. And then we had doing a bunch of renovations here. So between those two things, oh no, we have to open this wall back up because these circuits didn't get connected. Between that and the thing. So I've really been winning like crazy with this deck. Oh dang it! I was gonna click in and show you guys the game. That happens sometimes. All right, be kind of clever about it. So, anyways, this is the version I've been playing. It was that beautiful lifeblood data from Bryn and Smitty that shaped me. First of all, to start putting in the Keen-Eye Curator in the first place, and then yesterday I went ahead and got rid of the Mockingbirds a little bit, win more. For the fungus to help us take out that monument, which is a very important part of their engine. So that may be a part of the solution. I finally went Smitty's way and went with more lands. So I asked them to do some testing. They did some testing yesterday. So I'm gonna, kind of a little bit turn things over to Bryn. Do you want to pull up your screen? I can switch things over because Smitty and Bryn are gonna a little bit run the show here and go through their data, go through the science on that matchup. They're going to talk about, hey, what are the details? Hey, this, that, a little bit. When this card, this happens. When that card, that happens. If they draw this, we're screwed. I don't know. We're going to hear about it. But we're going to talk about the main deck matchup. And then we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to delve in. Once we got the main deck where hopefully we're winning at least 60% of those main deck games, nice and smooth, then we're going to try for a sideboard that just just like dunk, goodbye. So we'll see if we can do that. We talked a lot in the group about Vivian. Definitely an angle that we can take, another artifact denial, the shaman and so forth. So I'm going to go to sharing and I'm going to make Bryn. How's it going, Smitty? Love this idea.
Say again?
I said, how's it going, Smitty? I love this idea that you had to have
I agree. I have had a very fun time working on this project. One of the cool was from my end is that I went into playing lessons completely. I knew the cards, but I had never played the deck. So
I wanted you to have that. I've learned so many times. There was I learned Necro that way. I took the championship deck, Leon Limbeck's championship deck, and I played it just to play it. And it was a kind of a caricature. The deck was a caricature in my head. I thought I knew what it was. I started playing with it. I was like, oh, wait a second. I'm learning. This is fun. and it was really, really cool, and I learned a lot. So that's
like
great, Smitty.
Necro was like that too, because it had a lot of subtleties to it that you didn't see on face.
Yeah, yeah. If you're making a caricature of, this is really nice, and we'll see these in in business. We'll even say, hey, this guy's a dirty dinosaur, and yeah, for sure, don't hire him to do your SEO, but don't let that dumb you down. I mean, get into the weeds and understand what they're doing, what's going on, right? We don't want to use those things to shut us down. Like, we always want to be attentive to our curiosity valve, right? Like, like you make the wrong moves with your curiosity valves, and you wind up with a lot of drama, or just doing a lot of things that feel impactful, and that aren't, that don't, move the lever, that don't, get you going, that don't make a difference. The website doesn't rank, in the Google, way of putting it, right? It doesn't rank number one, or it ranks and the calls don't come, right? Or the calls come and they, doesn't convert. There's some break in the chain, right? So in terms of what to be attentive to, what to get absorbed in, and this type of side by side, I mean, this breakdown is so rich. So if you're not caricaturing things, and Smitty, you have such strength when you delve into things and you understand them, it really expands your own strength. So please continue. This is awesome. I love how you have this set up. You have the key cards of both decks and the matchups laid out for us here. This is really cool.
That would be Bryn, who does beautiful work in genres like that.
Yeah, but your guys' collective work together. I'm saying, the two of you did this.
One quick thing before I turn it over to him to talk about some stuff, if I may.
Yeah.
One of the things that's interesting about Lessons is it's like Mono Black, with less robust threats. So thus attacking their threats is probably the way to go. What they want to do is go.
When you say it's like Mono Black, don't leave us hanging too much. Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah,
like, what type of Mono Black deck would that be like?
I'm going to explain it.
Sure.
Kill this, strip your hand, play Unholy Annex, and that's kind of like how Lessons goes.
Unholy Annex, that's where we draw the cards, right?
Yeah, and Lessons wants to do the same thing. They might go grand, kill this. They might go
right. So they have so much removal, so much of their deck is tied up in, what are they going to have? They're going to have the lesson bounce card. They're going to have the 8 burn. So they're going to have 12. They're going to have 12 removal cards. Theory jumped on. Hey, Theory. Great to see you. Looking good, man. What websites popping up? We'll be talking websites. So yeah, so lots and lots of removal, and then because it's not just that you have 12 removal in the deck, but you also have, what's left is things that draw cards. So kind of all that's left is removal. It's just removal and card drawing. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Like, yeah, it plays a lot like that. Its threats are less robust. Like Grand is not going to often attack you to death, but it will put you in a spot.
The Otter is surprisingly robust. That guy always hits me for 3 damage a turn. I don't know what it is, but it's like, well, I don't know how the hell it happens, but it's like on clockwork. I'm like, oh, here he is, 3 damage. Yeah, I guess I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's something, but I agree that is less, but that's less than a slasher. It's like, hey, I'm a slasher. What's up? I'm 2/3. I might kill you next turn if I play the demon, whatever it is, the double damage guy.
Correct. Whatever. Yeah. So that's one parallel that we can draw pretty easily.
I like that. That's a good way of putting it. To see. It's like this, and again, in David Mills, way of doing things, it's like this, but this, start picking it apart. What is it really like? Try to figure that out. You want to overly chunk down. We want to chunk up. We want to chunk down. Go ahead, Smitty.
Yeah, the difference with Lessons is they get to play Ancestral Recall. It's just like not fair. It's the most.
Yeah. So they'll have a condition where they can it can very easily. Yeah, 1 mana instant, draw 3 cards. That's the card called Ancestral Recall.
And then if you have artist talent,
So easily read those conditions that it's very much like an ancestral, and so it can really get out of hand. All right, go ahead, Smitty.
If you have artist talent, it's draw 4 cards too. So it's like it's just real dumb. Without accumulate wisdom, I think Grand could still be good enough to make this a deck, but
Yeah, there's some sort of a banning. No, I don't. I think that this deck would mostly collapse.
Yeah,
without
it would just
maybe not.
a no thing. All right. So I'd like to turn it over to Bryn to hear his thoughts about the games we played.
Nice.
He's got this beautiful motif here for us too.
Great. This is great preparation. Thanks, guys. Good, Brent.
Yeah. So Smitty and I played 18 games over 3 days. And I think Lessons is, with the current setup, Lessons will be a 60-40 favorite as far as my understanding and as far as how I'm piloting it currently. It's, in my experience.
So that's main decks, and that's with Fungus. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is some, it's like, so with the Atlantis Shuffle, we try to get our elf and then our cub, or like a Drunith and that kind of like trying to get our mana going. But Lessons, there's out of the 18 games, probably 12, 13 games, Smitty just removes creatures. So he uses like Combustion, he uses Firebending, he uses, there's another one, I think that does like 1 damage to each.
And he can also just bounce. There's the lesson that boomerang lessons.
Boomerang, yep. So it's
took out two of in sideboarded matches.
2 boomerangs.
It wasn't good enough. I needed more removal.
Right, yeah. And
you know what's interesting that this is bringing to mind right now? Okay, so what Atlantis Shuffle is, I think it's probably, for the arena environment, it's hard to imagine it's not the best main deck, because it really blows out. I mean, I just get blowout after blowout. It takes a little while. It's not the fastest deck in the world. Theory's versions were faster back in the day, but geez, I mean, it's smothering. It's totally smothering. I have no doubt that I think it would take Theory probably twice as long to get to number 4 or something like that with this. Like twice as many just game time, just like tick, tick, and clicking and mistapping and stuff. But with this particular matchup, I'll tell you, and you see that's why the sideboards I presented to you guys have been these radical sideboard shifts, where I take out the insects, and I take out the which, by the way, does a little bit weaken your do note that will a little bit weaken your raccoons, your curators, but anyways, whatever. But the because then you don't have an inherent way to get to 4, so he becomes a 7/7 trampler. But it's really hitting me now that just like it's kind of dead obvious that we have to take out both the mutation and the insect, the pollinator, against them. And the reason why it's kind of the same is that you keep getting your leg kicked out from underneath you, right? Like the of course you can't counter something with mutation if you have no creature.
Yep.
Right. And likewise, I really run into it with the pollinator. I don't have the counterpart to it to give me the extra mana, right? And so it's just like, hey, I'm a 1/2 creature for 1 mana. What are you doing today? I'm off today. I'm checking my social media.
I'm playing.
Yeah, playing Scrabble, right? What's he doing? He's getting tipsy at the bar. Everyone at the bar getting tipsy. So yeah. Okay, great. So the thing is that approach, and this will give us a chance, like, and this is how David and I find things. Like we do these switches. Like we push things to force us to acknowledge reality. Because I knew we were not getting enough reps against this type of deck to know what's going on. And so this, like, all day you're going to beat Mr. Green decks with Atlantis Shuffle. I mean, they have such a bad matchup with you. I beat them all day. I mean, they have too few threats, too much mana, the way they do it. So they're working too hard because they've got the guy that untaps. I played against decks where they have 3 sets of 2 casting cost creatures that produce mana. They have of course, the Badger Mole Cubs, and then they'll, in addition to that, have the Possums and the guy that untaps if you cast a 4 casting cost spell. Right?
Who's actually good? The Possum
good.
and the Ally are not that great. There's
Right.
another.
Oh, and then they'll have which is also a threat. They'll have is it another raccoon? The one that has a 7 casting cost adventure that lets you search through the deck. And what they're basically trying to do is one of Smitty's favorite cards, the Hoof. Right? They're going to cast that giant hoof, but they really revolve around it. They usually don't have. A lot of times they don't have the Cavern of Souls, so they can cast it without the counter. You know, you can still stop it, of course, with your Tidebinder, or by copying a Tidebinder with your 3 steps ahead. But they're so reliant on that Crag Hoof that it's like shooting ducks in a barrel. For us, we're like, I got 12 answers to this. Like you got 4 threats, I got 12 answers, right? And Mr. Green, it's like they're just not, I don't know, it's weird. Like somehow it's more powerful in our deck than it is in theirs, because we're eventually going to Tidebinder theirs. You know, like theirs is just, or we have more guys functionally in play or something, right? Like our build like gets ahead in all those ways because the Merfolk draw cards. He's there, he's helping us getting mana. It's all very synergistic. But it's breaking down against lessons, right? And so we can use this, and I can show you how to pull this apart and how to pivot. So let me let Bryn finish with his presentation. His presentation is going to help us pivot, right? But we're going to go into this not saying, because you know, this is calibrated to beat people's asses on Arena. We've got a teammate going to Atlanta. We want to help prepare him for Atlanta. We know he's going to get face slammed in Atlanta. You know, with the preparation we have right now, we don't want that, right? So trying to do better. All right. What do you have featured out here for us, Bryn? And what are your thoughts and sharing here?
Yeah, so in the lessons matchup, I think the hardest time for lessons were the games where we had a Vivian, great card, very hard to deal with. The only card we can get into Vivian, but the only card it really has to deal with is this Broadside Barrage, and I think you play 1 or 2 of these in lessons, right, Smitty?
Yeah, there's the original deck had 1 on the sideboard. I
Right.
added a second.
Yeah, the second one,
You
yeah.
sometimes see 1 in the main deck, from what I've seen looking
Yeah.
at deck. And I was thinking about this. So they've got their Otters from the Otter enchantment, the Otter's
Yep.
talent, whatever it's called.
Yep.
And then which is a 1/1 prowess creature,
Yep.
right? Token. And then they've got their Grands. So
Yeah.
for bum rushing it, and then none I never looked up to see if any of their burn hits planeswalkers. I somewhat assumed it didn't. I thought it'd be a bit much, but so it doesn't. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
just
saying?
this one. Yeah, just this one.
So,
Deal
but
5
yeah, but the
damage.
lessons don't. But it's much more important is that the lessons don't. Now they can bounce it, right? With boomerang lessons, but
Yeah, it's not that.
That's not a great answer.
Good.
Yeah.
I promise that doesn't do you any good to bounce it with the boomerang.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we really build the best Vivian deck, then we're gonna face slam these guys. We're gonna run with four Vivians. Great.
Yeah, and then like getting to Vivian reliably, because like the normal way to go.
This is a card you can get for like 50 cents foil or something like that.
Nice.
Right now. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I'm not saying
Um,
stock up on them. I don't think they'll be popular enough to change the card conditions. I'm just pointing out this is a relatively unknown card. Now we did learn in all that Raccoon, the curator, is very disruptive, right? You do like
yeah,
him?
yeah, I like him, especially if we can protect him because they have some. It's a little bit harder to take out than the 1 and 2.
And I don't expect him to be protected. I expect him to slow them down long enough that they're
Great,
too far behind.
great.
And that's
Okay,
probably what to look for from him. I
okay,
think he's going to be too hard. It's going to be hard to protect. When I heard you say protect, I kind of cringed.
okay.
I'd rather, if I was thinking about that though, I might think about what I said earlier, oozes. Because we can teach them
Right.
guys. We can teach them. Ooze the boss.
That's
Not
fine.
them.
I like that.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah.
Continue on, Brent, please.
Yeah, I think
These are wonderful findings. This is wonderful. You strip it down, you break it down.
right.
Like when David Mills is conceptualizing, you have the chalkboard there, right? And he'll leave the middle blank, the conclusion in the middle. Everyone else wants to be like, oh, I got it. I know what deck. I know. Hell if I know, right?
Yeah.
But he's not throwing up his arms and saying, I know nothing, right?
Right.
No, he'll populate the chalkboard in the margins. What do we know? Oh, Vivian, let's put her over here.
Yeah.
Well, what do we know about some things about Vivian? What do we know about the raccoon? He's over here. Oh, here's the insect over here. Oh, he's causing problems. Mutation.
Yeah.
Ah, not for this.
Yeah.
And so we have those in the margin and we build it and we build around, we build to, like, so with David's way, you're building to that conclusion, right?
Yep.
Naturally. Beautiful. Please
Yep.
continue.
Talk about the vine stock, Bren, because that was also very hard to deal with.
Yeah. But when the vine stock came in,
Something great to do with a lot of mana.
yeah, yeah. What was
Was
it?
it functionally? It's typically going to make a 1/1, a 3/3, right?
Yep.
And so it's 7 damage coming your way.
Yeah. I think it also does it get trample? Yeah.
Trample.
Land becomes a 5/5 grouping with
And
trample.
obviously you activate it before your before Mr. Green fires off. So
That was
Yeah.
our most
booyah.
game. I was like struggling my butt off, losing my ass and hanging in and thought I had a chance to come back. And then the vine stock is like, oh fuck,
Yep.
let's trample.
Beautiful. Now now let me ask you this. I love Vinestock for the mana for the blue green. Would the Earthbind land have been as good or better or worse?
They play nice together
They play nice together. How's that?
because he brings you like against control, for example, he brings you another 3/3 to end the game before they can get to Ultima or whatever. Not before they can get to Ultima.
When you say another 3/3, oh, the base of the land isn't a 0/0. The base of the land is a 3/3. So it gains 3. It doesn't gain 2. It's not a 1/1. It's a 0/0, right?
I believe that's correct.
I mean, have you guys seen it? Like, what happens when you do it?
I
I
haven't
had
put it in play myself. That
What's that?
combination. I haven't used the Earthbend a bunch, and I have some in the deck. I think.
Yeah. All you have to
started
do
with
is but just do it on one of your. You'll see it with your Cubs Junior, Mr. Green Junior. Your Cubs make Earthbound lands. So when you're doing your bind stock sometime,
Right.
stick it on there. But I'm sure it's a 0/0 land that has 3 counters on it. I mean, we'll just find out. Let's just find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Read it, and then you guys can check with the judges in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but either way, it seems like they play well together. And in the matches that we played sideboarded, the hardest thing to deal with were Vivian and the Vinestock.
Yeah.
Vivian and the Vinestock were the 2 winners. I
Yeah.
love it, and we can really build just an insane mana base. I mean, with Vinestock, you know, we can, you know, very possibly wean back a little bit on some passage and or starting town. So we can, you know, wean back a little bit on the damage, or stabilize our colors, you know, or both. I mean, we'll see. Great. What are the findings, gentlemen?
This one, Gran is, don't sleep on this. I've had a couple of games where I just couldn't take it out. So I would have a couple of games where I had
muscled through and just beat you for 20. She just one turn after the next took you all the way to the, like when you say you couldn't stop her, what do you mean?
Yeah. Okay. So turn one, let's say I'm on the draw, and turn one, Lessons plays the Gran. Turn two, they start to attack with the Gran, and every time it taps, they can draw a card and discard a card, right? So they get their engine going. It's like it's easier for them to draw into.
And most things that we can do to stop it, like even a Drowner will still tap it, which is kind of sucks because they still get the effect.
Yeah, and sometimes I try to stop it with like by not attacking with like a Drunith, like a, let's say a 2/2 Drunith or a Cub 2/2, but then they have so much removal. If they have like 11 or 12 kind of removals, then it's not really.
Yeah, I mean we might be back to theory 101. Now let me ask you this, Theory. What do you think about your rabbit? But then the question with the rabbit, if you can highlight the requisition, what's it called, with the
paw patch, or
the combustion techniques. Yeah, of course I'm talking about paw patch. But if you can highlight combustion techniques. So here's my fear with paw patch, Theory, and you tell me what you think.
Sure.
Is with them having probably 3 of these, maybe 4 of these main.
The paw patch here, we're talking.
Then paw patch is paw patch then going to be kind of stinky? Maybe we want something else, or because otherwise paw patch is one of the worst things that these guys can possibly see. But then again, they're going to be bringing in Pyroclasm too. So to me, I feel like I want paw patch. I see a lot of them out there, but then I really wonder, what are your thoughts on paw patch or anything else that might get after red blue, you know, from the blue green paradigm?
Well,
wait. Now with blue morph lands and stuff like that, what about that guy you used to play way back in the day? That blue green guy, is that guy any good?
Blue green. Which one?
Imago is what we're
Lago or Lago?
Oh man, that's a long way back. It might be. I mean,
I'm just trying to fire our creative juices here, just to say, hey, because the bottleneck here is they play Gran, and then it's like slam. So what are the things that we can do to disrupt that? Now you could have what's it called? Unable to scream, but that seems like a pretty crazy thing to play against this deck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I like the black version, by the way. I don't know if it's still good though, but what I liked about black, because when I was playing blue green for a while, I was really missing traditional removal. That was one of my favorite things about the Batman version, which I used to hit the top 3, right? I'm not saying it would be good again though in this case, but black removal was actually a nice addition, believe it or not. Sorry.
When you hit top 3, top 4?
It's funny.
Sorry, what was the question then?
Were you 3 color?
Yeah, it was the Batman with the sea soul and then the black removal and stuff like that. It was a bit clunky though. It was clunky, but having traditional removal was a game changer in that deck actually. But
now I definitely have a bad feeling about bats right now for the same reason I just said bats themselves. For the same reason, they were great back then, but combustion technique definitely makes me feel, because I could just imagine having 2 or 3 bats sitting on the board, and I'm sitting there just like, oh, don't draw freaking combustion technique.
Right. No, well,
you mean Iros?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's that?
You mean Iros, not
Iros? Yeah, pull up Iros. I'm sorry, I thought that was Iros. Yeah, we should have had Iris pulled up.
So here's the funny thing. The other day when I was trying to set up a match with Bryn, I accidentally clicked into a match with Theory's Bazooka the other day, and I won it. It was super fun. Yeah.
That's why I wanted to talk to Theory and kind of get back to, hey, because sometimes with like remember what we said about we learned from team. Well, David talks about this all the time, but we got a good lesson from Team Falcons, which is from Dota too. Fundamentals. We always want to go back, and even when we take things one direction, bring it back and say, hey, wait a second, what did we used to do? How did we used to do this? Right? When David talks about driving out of San Francisco, that's what he's talking about. Is, you know, when we get these things that work really great, how do we wait? Let's go back. How do we remember how to do that? So, so first of all, Theory, this is the card that was kind of creating paranoia for me. Either main deck, you know, first of all, you're going to have usually 3 or 4 of these main decks. Certainly, they're going to have them after sideboard, and then we're probably going to see 2 or 3 pyroclasms in addition. So we want something, and I'm starting to think about that Iago or Lamago or whatever he was saying, or something like that. Like, because remember, these guys have lands too that they love. They have these buying stocks they want, and maybe they want some Boss Sing Says and some Ching Ching cows, and you know, who knows what they're going to want to put in there.
Well, it's a tough call. I mean, I was saying that what was great about the Batman was actually the remove all, but the issue was that they're wiping the board here, I suppose. In this case, yeah, you're right. The Paw Patch might not be good. I mean, Paw Patch is good when they have single target removal, right? And you have a bunch of cards, but if they keep wiping the board with these little crazy cards here. I mean, what about
so both Pyroclasm and like we really need things that have 3. I mean, you can't get away from 3 toughness being because that raccoon definitely has an outsized importance and outsized impact on the game. Now there is the shaman, the Viridian shaman, or whatever. What's he called? He's an elf.
It's the same name as the Reclamation Sage.
Yeah, there he is. This guy's an animal.
What about the Spider-Man? We tried the indestructible Spider-Man. The Amazing. What about the Amazing Spider-Man? I think he's called the one where he gives everybody indestructible and stuff like that. Is that too slow here? Or
they're not really a board wipe deck.
Okay.
They have a lot of single removal, but after sideboard, but they have one. They have a board wipe for 1 damage, and then they bring in Pyroclasm. So now they're going to be up to 6 or 7.
Sure. Okay,
that type of thing. So at that point, for example, I don't even like maybe 1 Drunith. I wouldn't play more than 1 Drunith at that point, because you don't want to like walk, or you know, Drunith / Jackal. Just don't like walk into like just obvious obliteration. You know, what I want to do is I want them sitting there sucking on it, or you using a card to kill I want them to be using their removal to kill Reclamation Sage. Because even Mr. Green himself is not very robust against that. They can kill him. Iroh's Demonstration kills him even after he's gained his counter, and the card we were previously looking at, Combustion Techniques kills him, and by the time that you can cast Mr. Green, their what's it called? Firebending Lesson will also kill it, because they can kick it up.
Yeah.
Right. So of course you still play Mr. Green, but he's not the same, you know, beef.
Yep.
As he is normally.
Has a lot of experience with this phenomenon. Like I kill a lot of Orboroids in those games.
I believe 90% of the time I cast an Ouroboros.
Yeah, you just know that it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like sucky. It's kind of,
I mean, you don't want to necessarily take it out, because obviously, you know, they got to deal with it. But it's just nothing special. It's the only time that Mr. Green is like kind of like looking here, looking there, right?
Yeah.
Like when he's kind of the odd man out. You probably don't board him out, but you know, I'm open to it. What were we saying, Smitty?
That taking out the elves is a legitimate strategy because of Irohs. And
I mean, it really might be that we just go with an entirely there's just different ways of doing it, right? I mean,
Bryn was very good in the game about not getting 2 or 3 for 1. Even though I had
wait a second.
2 or 3 for 1 in,
how far away are we from cherry picking and being able to use lessons ourselves if we kind of do things a different way? Okay.
Dan has built that deck.
Like red, blue, green.
He's built Lessons Cub, yeah.
Yeah, but he would do. I know how Dan would do it. Dan Burdick.
I know. I asked him to come on.
He would do it with 1 million creatures, and we don't want to do that. So one way to do it, all right, so there's two ways of thinking about it. Because if we do red, blue, green, and I want to do some theory crafting with you guys. I haven't got the chance to do this. We've advanced things tremendously up to this point, mostly with me making these pivots. And now I'm walking you through, and a lot of times I'll be talking to Smitty or Theory will do the pivot. Somebody does the pivot, right? So Theory was bringing up, one of the thing Theory is bringing to us is a want, right? His leveled up mind, okay, wants removal. He wants to die, right?
Kind of
And
did.
he feels how powerful that can be. He's had it. He had it with the Batman version of where I basically took his blue-green deck and I just put in black with the bat and then some removal. And so in the same way, we feel like that doesn't match because the cards don't match up, right? We already know by theory crafting that like the bat is just gonna be a disaster because he's just gonna get Plasmed out, Pyroclasmed or whatever else. But that did lead me to thinking, wait a second, we're a blue-green deck, so we could play Lesson, we could play like Boomerang Lessons, we can play the Rampant Growth, it's a lesson.
Correct.
What about the go for the throw? Because I wasn't even talking about the bats, by the way. So it worked so much like the last couple of weeks. I'm not even sure
If we go into lessons though, then we can get what you wanted. We can still like, as you see, red has fabulous damage, or like fabulous removal between Firebending Lesson, Iroh's whatever the heck it is. That's probably the best one. Iroh's Demonstration, I think, is insane.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're all great.
Really good, and Combustion is really good. The Firebending Lesson is fine because it's in theme. It's something I thought about going down to 3/2 at times, but I don't know.
Well, and kind of what I'm theorizing is, so let's imagine we say we want to get away from, we want to play blue-green. Probably we're going to really be open to a third color for what Theory said, which is we're going to look for a third color to shoot stuff, right? Kill that Grand, like Bryn said, right? Kill it, get rid of it, right? Don't try to stop trying to play around it. They're gonna they know that game. They can play that game. They're ready to play that game. They're gonna win that game, right? So stop playing that game. So instead, what if we say, well, let's take what we've learned from blue-green, like let's build, all right, because so what we've learned from David at the core of things is that the theme we want is we win, right? We're not enamored just because Theory has won so many games with all these little guys, right? First of all, that's on Arena, we know that, and it's Arena environment. If Theory or me or one of us, you guys, was going to a live event, we wouldn't be sending you guys in with Arena decks. We'd be saying, well, what is the deck for that environment, right? That's why I pivoted to the deck that I did, and it was scary for the people that were playing against me. When I played in the blue-white deck that I played in Orlando. So now I'm starting to theorize, and what you want to do is you want to pull things apart and say, well, what are the things that we really want to get? We don't want to say, oh, we're the guys that play. Even Mr. Green might not be a main deck card for the deck that we're about to theorize. I don't know. I really don't know. Even though he's been a main line and a mainstay. Now, will the Cub, will Junior? I mean, probably, but I don't care. Like, and it doesn't. I don't go into deck building hoping, right? But if we say, look, the biggest deck that's out there cannot deal with Vivian Bienstock. Well, okay. Let's start there, right? We start there and build from there instead, right? And we're going to find our way back to some of the cards that we've been testing with and some of the patterns that we've been using with either between our main deck and our sideboard, right? But because Smitty brought up something bold here, hey, what's going, and what I wanted us to do is a collaborative play test on this topic. Like, how do we really look at what Michael's walking into in Atlanta, right? And what's our best guess on it? And how do we build something that's really hits on it? And so one of the things, there's no substitute for the type of playtesting we needed to do. I described it, and Bryn got it done with Smitty, right? With all of your help, right? We're all a great team here, great team. So, and then that's created the basis, and now from that basis, we're robust discussion. So now as I start thinking, I imagine instantly in my mind, three, four Vivians. I imagine, wait a second, the best way to man accelerate is that, I mean, it's a rampant growth. It's a green and a colorless for go search your library for a basic land, put it into play tapped, and it's a lesson. I mean, that's way, just search for it by lesson.
That's beautiful. So an interesting thing Bryn and I were talking about earlier was Primal Might and fight cards. So like similar to the lesson, you can also play Bushwhack or something interesting like that.
Nice. Although once again, that a little bit has the problem that Mutation has, which is it requires a creature. You went past it, so it's called Lessons, and it's called Roots. Just search for the word for Roots. Will be a faster way of finding it.
We talked a little bit about Overprotect in the deck too.
There's one. Okay.
There it is. So shared roots. Okay, Overprotect. But again, I'm moving kind of a different direction. I love what you're saying, but I'm trying to take this deck a really different direction for a minute.
Yeah.
And I want to see, can we cross, because this may even be the last tournament you can use Lessons anyways. So shared roots. This is a fascinating card. If you can highlight it for a second here. So if we say, okay, we're going to set aside elves, we don't want to go that direction, then the first thing I think of is shared roots. Okay.
Yeah, me too. I thought about that earlier today.
Ultra powerful. Okay, if we just stop and say to ourselves, the conditions we described, where now if you hover over our what's it called, ancestral accumulate wisdom. If you'll hover over accumulate wisdom, please, Bryn. Then we want to set this card up, and we know that we can do it from blue green very, very strongly. We've got Boomerang Basics is there. So we could be doing the Otter Boomerang Basics thing. And I mean, that Otter is wild, right? The Otter talent is wild with it. So we could be bouncing that way. That's nice. So now we're up to, and let's just start fleshing this out. We can actually start somewhat building this. You don't have to change don't take any cards off the board.
Okay.
For right now. So this might be, for example, the type of Lessons deck that doesn't really play much of a discard element. For example, we might say, I know Monument's great, but we're just not going to go that direction. We're going to be more anti-Monument. So we want Boomerang Basics for sure. So we'll need that.
We could consider our old friend, the other Otter too.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I don't know if we're going to go that direction, but we'll definitely keep that in mind. So let's try to flesh out Lessons here. So now we need more Lessons, and we wanted that burn. So let's do like 3, 3, 2 or 4. Let's do 4 of each. Nah, 3, 3, 2. Let's do 3, 3, 2. Just real quick. You can just pick whichever you want. Beautiful. All right, and then you please put this all in mana curve. So the ones are together, the twos are together, and so on. Great, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, how many cards is this so far? All right, first of all, how many Lessons is this? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's actually quite a lot of Lessons, isn't it?
I think you need your base to be around 20 to really.
This is 20 Lessons already. This is 20 Lessons without trying. Are there other Lessons that we should be considering before we move on?
I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, so the only other way for us to accommodate more Lessons in this deck would be more removal, but we've got to be close. Oh, I know. They have the discard one. Which I'm currently not wanting to have. Okay, and let's leave out for now the artist talent altogether. and let's just get it off the board. I just don't want to think about it for now. So we'll eliminate that. Let's eliminate the monument for now. So that's off the board. I don't know how much of that other stuff we're going to play. Probably not much of it, but let me look at this. All right, so we have 20 of this, 4, 8, 12, 16. Vivian. Now, Vivian in this deck would only get land a lot of the time, which may be fine, but it may be thin, right? So now there's still more to go. We'd have a lot of land in the deck, but let's see, what are we at? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. 4, 5, 6,
You can maybe look at the delirium creatures, if we're going the lessons route, like the patchwork or the yeah, maybe the patchwork beetle or the wicker folk or whatever.
I think we're like 27 right now. Okay, I've got it. That's one way of going. Let's do it this way. Let's skedaddle. Let's see. So it's a blue-green deck.
No, not FOMO. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, so it's like you can do blue-green. So why doesn't this exist? Like, but maybe that's pretty good. I mean, it's funny, but the Vivian, if you keep their stuff off the ground, Vivian actually it's a pretty great bomb, and making sure that you draw a land and the anthem with it, it's pretty crazy. This might be really cool. So it's more like, all right, so what we did was we pulled ourselves apart, and now it's like we're looking at lessons saying, wait a second, if people really look at lessons the way that they should really look at it, right? And so let's geek out on that. And this, and remember, part of this happens from Smitty, like just playing this Nemesis deck and just trying it out, right? And just giving it a go and getting behind it. And he learned so much more, right? Instead of like holding his nose, it put him in such a better advantage. And now all of a sudden I'm like, wait a second. I mean, I'm really seriously wondering, why is there not lessons with green for this rampant growth and other things that green can give us, right? And what can green give us, and what mana base can we build from it? And that can be something. And what is this gonna be the number one deck? I don't know. This thing might be a complete heap of disaster. By next week, we might all be laughing at it, right? So what? Right? Like I mean, am I gonna fight in my body if that happens? No.
Take all the ego out of it and just try and do your best.
Yeah, I mean, but maintain creative tension, right? Like it's fun to be excellent. It's fascinating to be excellent, right? Bryn, you know, you moved the excellence over that we were looking at that you were doing on, you know, on things with
Super Fantasy Kingdom.
Fantasy Kingdom.
Yeah.
And that methodology, and I'm sure that having inspected that methodology together made it probably 3 times easier to jump back into Magic.
Way easier, yeah. Because I did feel a little bit discombobulated, like you mentioned.
You felt channels, yeah. Of course, you know, yeah. and you channels to go into, and so on. So let's try to get as far as we can get before the session ends. Let's get skedaddle the barrage, please. Keep Gran. So let's keep Gran. Skedaddle the fungus for now. Tiebinder for now. Sage for now. Doubt we'll be able to get Curator in the deck, but let's try. Let's see what happens. So 4, 8, 12, 15.
Yeah, it's a spot where we could ooze instead for mana.
Right. Man, this is an enticing base to me. Now, of course, we're going to be stuck putting back in stuff like the monument will wind up going back in and stuff like that. So I'll have to. So what do? You're saying with less removal and we have a weirder mana base, but I mean that there's no way that I'm not testing this deck with. I mean, when you got roots there and you can test that, you have to, right? And this is the type of thing I'm telling you. I see Theory bobbing his head because This is the exact same thing he did with him, and it was very humble Theory. How did Theory get up to top 4? Was by getting really high up with just blue green and not being satisfied with it. Not saying, well, I know I got really high. I got in the top 20 with blue green, so I'm blue green. No, he was humble, right? And now and now that led us down a different road, right? And now we're saying, hey, how do we do this? Kind of in a cool way. Yeah, Scale of the Looters, it'll never happen. Or sorry, the Keen-Eyed Curators. I don't see them happening in the main deck anyways. So this is a fascinating basis, a fascinating sideboard. And then we'll see if we can even fit in some bind stocks. Because fascinating bind stocks, right? They don't really do much with manlands, but we can have these monster manlands.
Yeah.
Right? So it can help pace our mana early. Okay, so we'll start playing around with this.
Control because they have a few ways to deal with them, but like they don't have ways to deal with a 5/5 land.
That they need an instant for. Yeah, and they have to get tapped for it, have to be ready for it.
I'm not sure.
And it tramples. Okay, great show. One of my favorite ones yet. I'll let you guys know. Next week I'm going to try to get Ryan on things. So hopefully we'll get Ryan with
Nice.
playing some games. That'll be great. And we'll be talking more about OMG 2026, which is going to be exciting. Members area coming very, very soon. All right, guys, great event. I'll get this posted as soon as I can. God bless. I look forward to seeing what Michael and Tokyo Gary think about the session today. Thanks for Jeremy for jumping on. I know he was silent assassin, and we'll see all of you guys next week. Happy New Year! Happy New Year, guys.
Thanks, Bryn.
Out of everybody, I'll give one final word. It goes to Lawrence. Final word on the year to Lawrence.
Oh man, I mean, it was very fun to watch this episode, especially like you said, Michael. Yeah, I love seeing you guys come together and like kind of like just building off of things. It's a lot of fun to watch the collaboration, and it's inspiring. And yeah, let's keep doing that, especially in 2026. That's going to be awesome.
2026. All right, so there's the final words on 2026 from Lawrence. And appreciate all you guys. God bless. It made 2025 a heck of a lot better year, and we have the basis that we can build from. And this is the basis for OMG 2026. It's the basis for us building the law of implication and sharing it with the whole world, building our own understanding for it, and having a circle of friends that are about that, right? So it becomes more normal to focus on it. And even David jumped in several times this year, so we want to thank David for jumping in. And it's a great 2026 or 2025. We're racing 2026. Let's do it. God bless you guys.
God bless.
Great job, Brandon. Great preparation. Killed. It's made a great idea for the show. Stellar show.